Justin Bieber. For over a decade, that name has been a lightning rod for pop culture. How does a kid go from this, a viral video of a Canadian preteen singing his heart out, to this, a police mugshot seen around the world, and then to this, a man quietly asking for prayers as his face is half paralyzed? We've seen the meteoric rise, the catastrophic fall, and the slow, painful journey back. But to truly understand what happened, you have to look past the headlines. You have to see the story of a child superstar built into a product, the rebellion that nearly destroyed him, and the hidden war he was fighting inside his own body when no one was watching. This is the story of the man behind the machine, and what it took to finally break free. It all started like a fairy tale. A 13-year-old named Justin Bieber discovered on YouTube by Scooter Braun. Before he could even legally drive, he was mentored by Usher and became the architect of a global phenomenon, Bieber fever. That iconic haircut, the purple hoodie, and the song Baby, which became, for a time, the most viewed video in YouTube history. He was the first of his kind, the prototype for the YouTube to stadium superstar. But this new model of fame came with a terrifying price. His life wasn't his own. Every waking moment was scheduled, monetized, and scrutinized. While other kids went to prom, he performed for thousands. While they learned to drive, he was chased by fleets of paparazzi. A teenager's brain isn't developed enough to process that level of adoration, let alone the intense hatred that came with it. He was living in a golden cage, and he was desperately looking for a way out. And then, the mask began to crack. The bad boy era, from roughly 2013 to 2015, wasn't just teenage rebellion, it was a public implosion. The incidents became a blur of tabloid chaos. There was the DUI in Miami, drag racing a rented yellow Lamborghini, the now infamous deposition video where he dripped with an arrogance so profound it was hard to watch. He abandoned his pet, Mally the monkey, in Germany. He was caught on camera being carried up the Great Wall of China by his bodyguards. He faced felony charges for egging his neighbor's house, causing over $80,000 in damages. And perhaps most symbolically, his cringeworthy comment in the guest book at the Anne Frank house. Hopefully she would have been a believer. To the world, this was the ultimate proof of a spoiled, ungrateful brat. He was surrounded by yes men, insulated by his own fame, and he seemed determined to burn down the very empire he had built. He later admitted that he had become everything he hated, arrogant, cocky, and disconnected. This wasn't just a phase, it was a desperate, self-destructive attempt to feel something real, to smash the perfect image that had imprisoned him. But the real story, the one happening behind the scenes, was far darker and more complex. While the media painted him as a reckless party boy, Justin was unknowingly battling severe, life-altering illnesses. In his 2020 documentary, he dropped a bombshell. He had been diagnosed with Lyme disease. This wasn't a simple infection, it was a chronic neurological condition. It explains so much: the crippling fatigue, the brain fog, the skin breakouts, and the severe mood swings. The world saw arrogance. In reality, it was likely brain fog from an undiagnosed illness. The world saw a druggy skin. It was a symptom of his body at war with itself. On top of that, he was fighting a serious case of Epstein-Barr virus, or chronic mono, which can trigger extreme depression and attack the nervous system. This wasn't just the pressure of fame, this was a physiological assault. He has since opened up about the depths of his mental health crisis during that time, admitting to heavy drug use to numb the pain and suffering from suicidal thoughts. He wasn't just acting out, he was a young man who was profoundly unwell mentally and physically with no idea why. The climb back started with a single word: purpose. His 2015 album was a musical confession. Sorry was a direct apology. I'll Show You was a raw plea for empathy, a glimpse into the crushing reality of his life. The turning point was televised for the world to see, his performance at the VMAs. After finishing his song, he collapsed, sobbing, overwhelmed with a feeling of acceptance he hadn't felt in years. It was the first time the public saw a crack in the armor, revealing the broken person underneath. He found two anchors in the storm. The first was his faith. He dove headfirst into Christianity, finding a framework for forgiveness, for both the world and, more importantly, for himself. The second was Haley Baldwin. Their marriage in 2018 wasn't just a romance, it was a lifeline. She represented normalcy, boundaries, and a partner who saw the person, not the pop star. He has repeatedly stated that he had to work on healing himself before he could be a good husband, a sign of a newfound maturity. The story doesn't end there, because healing is never a straight line. In 2022, he revealed his diagnosis of Ramsay-Hunt syndrome, a rare and frightening condition that paralyzed half his face. But his response this time was a world away from the defiant kid in the deposition video. In a raw, unfiltered Instagram post, he calmly explained his condition, asked for prayers, and prioritized his health above his career, canceling a global tour. No anger, no ego, just vulnerability. So what really happened to Justin Bieber? He is a walking, talking case study of what modern, hyper-accelerated fame can do to a child. He was broken down by the industry, by public opinion, and by his own body. His journey from a cautionary tale to a story of resilience is messy and complicated. He carries the scars of his past, but he's no longer defined by them. His story is a reminder that behind every headline, every mugshot, and every sold-out concert, there is a human being. And sometimes, the greatest battles are the ones we can't see. What part of Justin's story resonates most with you? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you appreciate deep dives like this, please like this video and subscribe for more stories that go beyond the surface.